Snow Day! My entrance was ruined by the fact that I turned the sound off. Snow Day! Okay, so obviously we're talking about Snow Day, the 2000 film, from the year 2000, Nickelodeon movie, which was everywhere Nickelodeon at the time, and you had, I think the cast of Snow Day, was on like Double Dare or something like that. Double Dare 2000 was at the time. Well, this was all over the place. It's funny that Josh Peck, who's in the movie, would end up. I don't know if he was on the Amanda Show yet. I know the Amanda Show came out in 99. Was the first season? I don't know. But he's in this, and he's chubby Josh Peck back when he was chubby, which is funny to think about then and then now. And Snow Day Chronicle is a small town. I don't know if they tell where it is. It's obviously in Canada. Because there's so many Canadian actors in this, but where they filmed at least. But I don't think they ever really say where they are. I mean, if they do, I didn't catch it. But it chronicles a small town on a snow day. There's several plot lines. One with the dad, played by Chevy Chase, who is a weatherman who has a rival who, lied about getting the scoop, and he's on that kick, and he wants more respect. The mom, who is played by Jean Smart, who is a workaholic and is forced to stay home because they're snowed in, but the dad was able to get out. The older brother, who is on a quest to get the girl of his dreams, and the younger sister, who is out there trying to make sure they get to stop Snowplow Man and have a second snow day. Okay, so I remember when I first watched this years ago, right? I think I watched this twice before now, and I always thought there was something familiar about this. Like, the format, the way characters are, like, not characters are, but the way, like, I don't know, it just seemed very familiar. And of course, the Snowplow Man is very familiar. But upon researching on Wikipedia and stuff, this was originally supposed to be a film adaptation, or like a film continuation of sorts, of The Adventures of Pete and Pete. And when you think of that going in, because I remember learning about that, so I went into this with that in mind. There is a lot of similarities, including 3 actors that were on The Adventures of Pete and Pete that make appearances in this film. One of them is playing pretty much the same character. You have Stu, the bus driver, who plays the principal in this, and he has a running joke where he's always getting pelted by snowballs, and the funniest thing is, we never find out who is throwing them at him. I think that's the funniest thing about that, is that he's just getting pelted with snowballs no matter where he goes. And yeah, he was Stu, the school bus driver on Adventures of Pete and Pete. Iggy Pop has a cameo in this film, and he was Mona's father on Pete and Pete. And the Snowplow Man in this was played by Chris Elliott, who also played the Snowplow Man in Pete and Pete. And there's also some converging storylines. Some other similarities, I should say, that where you have Hal, which is one of our main characters, the older brother, narrating the movie at the beginning and at the end, and that's something older Pete would do in The Adventures of Pete and Pete. The younger sibling, there are 3 siblings in this, but the younger of the 2 that we follow, the other one's just sort of in the background and has a filler plot line with the mom that really doesn't go anywhere except for to show that she doesn't need to be workaholic all the time. But taking that out, honestly, and it wasn't really necessary. It's just filler. But the younger of the 2 siblings we do follow, it's a girl, but she wears a red snow hat, runs around with 2 other friends, and has a sort of plot line that you would have with little Pete, where she runs around and she's going after an adult authority figure like the snowplow man and trying to make it, trying to stop him. And at one point she kidnaps his bird, and in the end she leads an army of kids to attack him and tie him to a stop sign. So it's very Little Pete. And then you have the plot line that could be used for an episode of Pete and Pete for the older one, where he has a crush on a girl and is trying to get her attention. That I can see that happening. But they also do the plot line that they use in the show too, where the best friend thing, where it's the best friend and him, they also like each other. Although it was a will they won't they thing for a while on Pete and Pete that didn't really go anywhere. They decided to be friends. Whereas here, it's the unrequited love thing where he's going after one girl, but she's right there. And then towards the end, she, tells him her, lets her know her feelings for him, that sort of thing. And like I said, this is most likely filmed in Canada because there's a lot of Canadian actors in this. Catherine Isabelle has a cameo. David Petko plays the boyfriend of Emmanuelle Chriqui in this. Emmanuelle Chriqui, she's Canadian. So, yeah. The guy who's supposed to be like the third friend, like Hal. There's Hal, and there's Lane, and then there's another guy, but he only shows up at the beginning and for a little gag, but thing towards the beginning as well. But it's just like he's not part of the characters. He was on it. I've seen him in Canadian shows before too. So, and then there's some weird other casting choices. You have Chevy Chase, who gets something to do in this. Gene Smart, as I mentioned, Chris Elliott. You have John Schneider playing the rival weatherman, which I thought was really weird. And like Josh Peck is the chubby friend. But yeah, was there any? I don't have the cast list. Is there anything else? No. But it is also interesting to note that even while I haven't seen that movie all the way through, Xena Grey and Josh Peck, who are both in this movie, playing the little sister character and one of the friends, are also in Max Keeble's Big Move, playing two of the friends there. So that's interesting. But yeah, so we get an intro with Hal explaining how snow is made, if you didn't know, and then we had to know. And apparently, supposedly, the snow day happens because the little sister wishes on a snow globe. And so we get a snow day. And so, Hal's like, I'm going to go and I'm going to get the girl. I was like, no, you got to watch your little brother. But then she snowed in. So she can stay there and do work from home and he can go out and get the girl. But the little sister's like, oh, we were going to, work together to do something. I don't know. And so, yeah, and then it starts the plot with the snowplow man. And then you have the father story arc where he knew about the storm, but he gets scooped by the other weatherman who took the claim for it. And it's like, and just to go with that, he does this stupid stuff. They even copy Christmas Vacation in a way, because he gets pushed on a sled down a hill and he goes really fast down it. Not as fast as in that movie, but okay, he was in Christmas Vacation. We get it. Chevy Chase is a side character, basically, in my opinion, because he doesn't really get to do much. He has that one storyline where he's trying to, get the truth and go after, the other weatherman, and in the end he does. He, exposes him to being a fraud, and he gets to, get the respect that he deserves. But then you have the other two plot lines. You have Natalie, that's Xena Grey's character, the little sister. So when we first introduced to her and her friends, they have this snow fort thing, and inside they're playing video games on a PlayStation 1, I guess, PS1. And they're playing video games, and they got an extension cord leading all the way there across the street and stuff. Snow is wet. when cords get wet, they don't work. And you cannot have a TV sitting in the snow. It doesn't work. It wouldn't work. It would short out. There's no way. It just, no. As cool as that would be, and as a kid I thought that was cool, you couldn't do that. As an adult, I know that's not practical. You could never do that. But it doesn't matter because Snowplow Man comes in and he crashes the place after, coming across them because she throws a snowball. They do a snowball gag. Oh, we got snowballs. We got the moon ball where it's a hole in it so you can see you mooning him when you throw it at him. I don't know. Jelly snow nut that has a jelly in it, and a yellow one that's in a plastic bag, and that's supposed to be. But she throws the jelly snow nut, which is the only one of the three that she uses, and then they do this thing where it makes it look like he's dead or something, but he gets back up and drives the thing and crashes through their snow form. And so that whole thing goes, and at one point they use Wayne, that's Josh Peck's character, pretend he's dead, covered in ketchup, and the Snowplow Man just starts using the ketchup for his fries, and it's like, it's off someone's jacket. And living in a 2022 world, you look back at these kind of things, and it's like, oh, it's not sanitary, and you think it's totally different now in this kind of world, and no. And while he's distracted, they steal the bird, but because Wayne doesn't know how to frickin' run away, he gets kidnapped. And so it's like, I'll exchange him for her, the bird, whatever. And they do the exchange, but it doesn't go their way, and they end up losing. And so she goes home, and we get a trippy scene where she puts back the action figure, but it talks to her. So she organizes this mass attack against him, and because he has one street left to plow, and they stop him, tie him to the stop sign. He's like, well, I've already won. I've plowed all the streets. This is the only one left. I've won. Have fun in school. I'm like, yeah, it's over. And she's like, no, because we're going to take this. We're going to unplow the streets. And I'm like, there's no such thing as unplowing the streets. How are you going to push the snow back in the streets with the snow plow? You realize that it's taken him all day to do that, right? I know he's got some interference from you, but it's taken him basically all day to plow the snow. You know how long it's going to take you to unplow the snow? And you got a bedtime, right? And it's nighttime by the time this is happening. It just doesn't make any sense. And I can't go any further with her story because it kind of connects to Hal, but we got to go to Hal now. And Hal was after the girl of his dreams because when she was swimming in the swimming pool in the school, her whale, there's a running joke with Wayne where every time he falls down there's a fart sound. It's not funny. It's not funny. But so Hal finds it. He's going to give it to her, and he says it's not his perfect time. He's going to declare his feelings for her. But they do a gag where he gets to her house, and every boy in school is there for some reason, even the friend. It's like, what? That's not realistic. This is well, in a movie where you have a talking action figure. Yeah, I don't know. But everyone is there, and the boyfriend shows up and shoos everyone away. Hal has the idea because she was watching his dad's news channel. He runs to the news station and takes over the news channel. The boyfriend comes in to talk to her, and she sees him on the TV, Hal on the TV, and he tells her what's your favorite color, your favorite bubblegum type thing, and then that makes her think about, hey, what's my favorite bubblegum? What? He also goes on, like they do this thing later where she shows up with the boyfriend on the snowmobile, and at first it's like, really? After all he did, she's still gonna go with the boyfriend? And I think it's trying to go towards a she doesn't care, but she smiles at him. Like she's not interested in him, but also you see that she doesn't want to be with her boyfriend anymore. And this leads to, like, you could tell there's something going on with the best friend, with Lane, because she's getting more and more annoying because she had something she wanted to do, and you figure out that she wanted to tell him her feelings. Which I don't know why she hasn't done it yet, but who knows. So he goes on the radio station, takes Iggy Pop's radio station by storm, and, tries to confess his love or whatever there, and then draws a whale in the snow because supposedly it's her favorite animal, but apparently it's zebras. And the boyfriend bought her that because it was for shampoo, or shamu, but he says shampoo. So using that as a way to get in, it was bought by the boyfriend under stupidity, so it doesn't really work. And then the friend Lane confronts him, basically confesses her feelings towards him, kisses him, and then he runs off to the girl again, the other girl, to Claire. And she talks to him and says, well, maybe you should go, if she confessed her feelings for you, maybe you should do something about it. So meets her at the asteroid, but boyfriend shows up, and I'm just like, really? Come on, go away. Like, it's over. Like, to me, this doesn't make any sense. I understand they wanted one last thing and to have the siblings come back together after an argument at the beginning of the film, but like, I don't think it's necessary for him to show up here because Hal's not going after his girlfriend anymore. He lost her because he's an idiot, not because of Hal. So I don't understand why he shows up when he does. But Natalie shows up with the snowplow and runs him over. Not runs him over, but covers him in snow. And they make amends. Like, Hal and Natalie make amends. Like, she's like, oh, I borrowed your figures. Oh, it's yours now. And since we're going to have a second snow day, which I don't think it's going to work that way, but we'll see, we can hang out tomorrow. And so he goes, he talks to her, and they get together, and everything is happy. And we end with the principal getting snowballed in his own house. It's a fun movie. There's little problems. I would say it's pretty good. It's not perfect. It's a product of the early 2000s. The music clearly shows that. Come On by Smash Mouth. Another Dumb Blonde by Hoku. They even play I've Been Waiting for a Girl Like You. It's cheesy. It's a cheesy movie, but it's pretty good. So what are your thoughts on the Snow Day? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Next, I'm going to be going into Harriet the Spy. I've already done Good Burger and Clockstoppers. Not this year, of course, but I've done them before. This, I'm going to wait till Halloween. Fun size, because it's a Halloween movie. But I'm going to do Harriet the Spy next, so look for that. But until then, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.